So again, welcome everyone. My name is Annie Pocklington. I work for the Washington Student Achievement Council, which oversees the Washington State Gear Up grant at your school. Today, we are super excited to visit Spokane Community College for another one of our virtual campus visits. Not only do we have Ramona here with us today, but we also have some students that are here to share their experience attending Spokane Community College. Before we get started, I do just want to give us a few reminders. I know you guys are very familiar with these at this point. So please turn off your camera and keep it off through the duration of this presentation if you are a student here with us today. We also need you to change your name. So you can do that by hovering over the three dots on your little black screen. You will click that, go down to rename, and then it should allow you to do that. If you can't do that, don't spend too much time on it. Go ahead and just drop your full name and your high school name into the chat, and I will make sure that we mark your attendance. You're muted for recording purposes, so if you do have a question today, again, go ahead and write that in the chat. If we don't get to your question or something comes up that you're interested in after this session, please reach out to either myself or one of our guests so we can assist you in getting the information that you need. So as you know, this virtual visit series is set up for you to compare and contrast institutions based on your own personal needs. So make sure that you are considering all of the things that you want to consider, including academics, finances, living situations, as well as just anything else that's important to you becoming your best self while you are attending college. This personal reflection is of utmost importance. So we really want to make sure that you're figuring out where you want to attend college based on what you need as an individual. So take notes today, listen to your mind as it goes through the session and what sparks its interest or what questions or concerns you have. You can find a guided reflection activity on our Gear Up website, so gearup.wa.gov. We also encourage you to explore all institutions across the state by checking out this interactive map by WACAN. Before I pass it off to our guests, I do just want to give you a big picture overview of Spokane Community College so you can begin that reflection today. Spokane Community College is located in, surprise, Spokane, Washington. It is on the east side of the state, about 4 hours from Seattle. Spokane Community College is a community college. Though community colleges are usually small to mid-sized institutions, Spokane Community College is actually quite big with around 10,000 students enrolled. So now that you know the basics, I am going to pass it off to Ramona and our Spokane Community College experts.
Hi, everyone, and thank you for coming. Can you hear me okay?
We can.
Okay, great. So we have a sort of a special day for you. We're gonna have a couple of guest speakers, and we're not gonna show you a video. We thought we'd try to show you some of the things that are actually at our campus. So first we're gonna start out with Guillermo, and Guillermo, you wanna hop on?
And I have a quick presentation. I know we don't have a whole lot of time, but I wanted to talk a little bit because I manage the tutoring services here at Spokane Community College. And so I just want to kind of bring that into the forefront as you start exploring your different college options. That tutoring should be also something, or at least student resources should be something that you're asking about or looking into as you look for your colleges. So I'm going to start out with a PowerPoint presentation that started in the middle. Can you guys see that? College versus high school.
Guillermo, can you turn on your screen?
Let's see. Start video. All right. Hi, everyone. Can you guys see if I share? Maybe not. All right. So you guys are currently in my office with me. So if I share my screen, sorry. All right, we're going to skip that. I'm just going to talk to you guys a little bit about, the difference between college and high school. In college, a lot of the learning happens outside of the classroom. So in your high school, typically you might think that the teacher is the one responsible for educating or informing you of all of the information that you need to know. There's typically, a chapter and then a test after every chapter. And then you rely on the instructor to really give you all the information you need to know about the test and the material that you're learning. When you turn around and you attend college, a lot of the learning ends up happening uh, in your homework and reading the chapter on your own. So sometimes instructors might say, read chapter 1, and then I'm just going to highlight a couple things. But the expectation is that the learning is happening on your own. And so that's when a lot of the times tutoring can come into play because your instructor might not tell you everything that is going to be on the test. They might not go over everything that they expect you to know. They're actually just going to expect you to do the homework. They might not even collect the homework. It's just practice for you. So when you get into that situation, you might think, well, maybe if the homework's not due, if there's no attendance for class, I don't have to go to class. I don't have to do my homework. And then you become, you put yourself into a situation where you can't kind of get out of because you fall behind in your classes. And so my biggest advice for all students looking at colleges right now is to look at what kind of services are available if you are struggling with any kind of academic. So any academic support, whether that's counseling, whether that's advising. And in this case, I want to talk about tutoring. At Spokane Community College, we offer free tutoring to all students. And we offer tutoring in a variety of subjects. Mainly, we stick to English, English or writing, math, science, and business. Those are our big tutoring subjects. But we also have kind of interesting classes here at the college, like computer science, computer information systems, or CIS, and we actually have a tutor for that. We've had electronic engineering program, and we have a tutor for that. So some students decide to go into our agriculture program, and there's a class that's pretty tough. It's called Plant ID, plant identification, and we have a tutor for that. So a lot of the times we have kind of generic tutors that can help with any kind of math class or any kind of writing assignment, but then we also focus on some of those classes that might be more challenging. So I encourage you to look at the different resources that are available at the schools that you're going to be looking at. And I'm actually going to take you, sorry, try not to move very fast because I know it makes some people queasy, into our tutoring center. Let me flip my camera. And this is what our tutoring center looks like here at the college. So we have a kind of a check-in, and then we have different desks available for students. It's actually open for students' use. We have a computer lab for student printing, free printing on campus, and then different styles of desks and chairs. And we have our tutor currently. Right now it's a little empty. I think we just had a big test. Some classes had a big test. But we offer different options for students to use tutoring. We also offer tutoring in languages, like we offer classes in Spanish, French, and American Sign Language. And so we offer tutoring in those subjects as well. So I just wanted to give you a little glimpse of what it looks like here at SCC since you guys are all virtual. That's all I got.
Thank you, Guillermo. Okay, so next we're gonna go to Cheyenne. Cheyenne, are you there?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, I'm Cheyenne. I'm one of the student ambassadors here at SCC. I'm just going to show you a little bit around our fitness area, kind of our gym. Right behind me is our Skitch. He is our Bigfoot. He is the only Bigfoot mascot we have here at SCC. He's a pretty big guy. And then I will, how do I flip the camera? Flip you. Just a little bit of, this is going to be one of our gyms back here. I am a work study student here at SCC, and I'm able to work for the Multi-Student Cultural Student Center, excuse me. And I am a transfer student. This is my second year here, and glad to be back after COVID. The goal is to eventually kind of transfer to Gonzaga, hopefully for a communications degree, a bachelor's, and maybe a master's, just depending on how it goes. And we are now in front of our student pool right here. It is the only pool in Washington State at a community college, and it is open to all students for open swim hours. I think they give all kinds of different lessons for it as well. Pretty nifty. And then right over here, we have our fitness center, which is open, I believe, at like 6:30 to 5:30. This is where you sign in. And then you're able to use as long as you're a student. So that's all I got for you guys.
Thank you, Cheyenne.
Yeah.
All right. Jonathan, you're up next.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yep.
Awesome. So my name is Jonathan. I'm also a student ambassador here at SCC. I'm going for hospitality and restaurant management. And my plan is to transfer to possibly a 4-year college. So it would be an AA in business administration, and then I would do a direct transfer. But anyway, today I'm going to be showing you guys our restaurant, so culinary, and our bakery. As you can see, our bakery is very popular here at SCC. It's all student ran. There are some of the cakes that they bake right there. Pretty delicious. This is also the cheapest place on campus to buy coffee. You can also buy like lunch, dinner, or just a quick bite to eat. And then we also have our world famous Orlando's restaurant right here. Some of the things they offer there, all student ran, by the way. Again, this is part of our culinary department over here. It does look like they are busy in there, but I'll just give you like a quick peek of like what our restaurant looks like every day. And yeah, that's basically it. That's our culinary and bakery for you.
Thank you, Jonathan. All right, so back to me. My name's Ramona. I am the campus tour coordinator at Spokane Community College. I'm standing in our technical education building, which just so you guys know, Spokane Community College is 70% technical and 30% transfer students. And the reason I wanted to highlight some of our technical programs is because if you guys live outside of Spokane, sometimes you can't, sometimes these programs aren't near where you live. So you could always come to Spokane to take those. So right behind me, we have our welding program. And this is one of the cool things they did just as a project, and it lights up. And then I'm gonna show you a little bit more of the building. It's actually a LEED certified building, which means it is very green, which is awesome. Of course, Seattle has all kinds of stuff like that, but which is also called fluid power. This is a 2-year program where our students, after 2 years, are making about $42,000 to $60,000. So if you took this right out of high school and finished the program, you'd be 20 years old making it at least $42,000. And then the last one I'm going to show you is our electrical maintenance technician program, and they have all kinds of cool labs. And the really great thing about this technical education is that it's almost all hands-on. And even though COVID started back in March, we've been on campus since May. And we're able to control most things. And we haven't had any big outbreaks or anything like that. So one other thing, technical education is really, you go to school for 1 or 2 years, you get a degree or a certificate, and then you're out in the workplace. And 65% of our workforce is going to retire in the next 10 years, which means you guys are going to be able to get all kinds of jobs and get paid more for them than what the entry-level people have been paid in the past. So just a little bit about our technical education. We have over 110 different programs on our campus. So please, if you're interested, the website is sec.spokane.edu and take a look at those. And then Annie, I am ready for questions.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Students, if you do have questions, please go ahead and throw them in the chat. I really quickly just want to mention how awesome it is to be able to feel like we're walking through campus with students and that we're really at Spokane Community College. I think this is a really great overview of thinking about College Fit, because not only do we talk about programs that are offered and different academic opportunities, but the thing about college is it's also a very social and emotional experience. So how you move your body on campus, what kind of opportunities there are to maybe sit down and grab a drink, coffee with a friend, a snack with a friend, or to participate in technical programs and see how that can kind of roll over into your social life and how you really will live on campus is an important thing to consider. So thank you, Spokane CC, for that. It also sounds like, it looks like we have a few students in the chat who have visited Spokane Community College, which is awesome. Lots of Spokane students are here today. So one question is, how much does it cost to apply to Spokane Community College?
Yeah, that's a great question. Our application is free, and there's no commitment. Anyone can apply. And then our tuition is about a little over $5,000 for the year. And of course, we have all kinds of financial aid and grants and scholarships available too.
Awesome. Thank you for that. And you mentioned that 70% of the student body are doing that hands-on, the tech school type work. Can you talk more about what's a transfer student?
Sure. So transfer students are students who come to our school to get their general education requirements and then transfer on to a four-year school. And there's some benefits to that. Well, the first one is that we are way less expensive than a four-year school, and you're getting the same education that you would if you went to Eastern or Central or UW. And the second thing is that we're much smaller. Our average class size before COVID was 27. If you went to Eastern or WSU or something like that, you might have an English class with 100 or 200 people in it, but more like 27 here. So that's a big difference. And we have agreements with schools all over the Pacific Northwest so that we know exactly what classes you need to take in order to get into those schools. So our transfer students do really well when they transfer.
Awesome. Thanks, Ramona. I think just because you mentioned the application being free and really nothing being on the line in terms of applying, I think it's important to consider too that even if you have your eyes set on a four-year school, it's really a great opportunity to apply to a community college and just have an option on the table waiting for you. If maybe around spring semester you decide you don't want to go on to the four-year college, you maybe want to stay closer to home or other things come up. So a great opportunity to apply to a community college because the cost is low and the opportunities are really great. We do have one more question about American Sign Language classes. Do you have American Sign Language, and is it something that you could get a degree in at Spokane?
So we do have American Sign Language classes. You would be getting, since we're a 2-year school, you'd be getting an Associate of Arts degree. You can do American Sign Language, but for a bachelor's degree, you would need to transfer to a 4-year school.
Awesome, thank you. And then we have a student that is asking about how much it costs to stay on campus. So maybe this is a good opportunity to talk a little bit about housing options on or around campus and what those costs look like.
Sure, that's a great question. So because we're a 2-year school, and I know that there are some in the area that do offer housing, but we do not offer any kind of housing. You would have to find an apartment or a roommate or something like that. We have one, apartment complex not too far away that they put most of our out of town student athletes in. And 1 bedrooms there run, I don't know, 700, 750. 2 bedrooms are a little more than that, but you'd be splitting the cost with someone. So really you're at the mercy of the local market, which unfortunately right now is a little bit high because we have a bit of a housing shortage. That shouldn't scare you. It's just that you might need to work on your housing a month or 2 before you intend to move in.
Awesome, thank you. And for those that were at our visit of Whatcom Community College last week, our guest mentioned that they did have on-campus housing. However, even though that might be a great opportunity for some students, the benefit of living off of campus is even if the housing market is a little bit high right now, it's oftentimes much cheaper than living on campus. So just something to consider if you're worried about finances or being able to afford on-campus housing. So yes, well, I think those are all the questions we have for now. Anything else before we head out, Ramona?
I really want to thank everyone for letting us be part of your morning and giving us this opportunity. This is a crazy time. It's a crazy time to be a campus tour coordinator because there's not a lot of tours going on. We still have campus tours. They're just individual tours. So if anyone wants to come and see more of campus, you can definitely do that. You can get an appointment from our website. But if you have any questions or anything, please feel free to contact us. Okay?
Awesome. Thank you. And before I say thank you one last time, we just had a question come in. It says, if you live in Spokane, can you still live at home and attend Spokane Community College? Yes, absolutely. If that is okay with your parents, that is one great way to save costs around going to college. In fact, that's kind of how community colleges originated, is that they're there to serve the community and serve folks in the community. So absolutely, you can stay at home and live with your parents, but you're also more than welcome to come from out of town, move to Spokane, and find housing close by so that you can attend the community college as well. So great question. I just want to say a special thank you to Ramona and our 3 awesome guests that came along. It was so fun to see Spokane Community College through what I'm guessing was your iPhone. So thank you for that. And a big thank you to everyone who took time out of their day to hang out with us and be here as guests. You can find a list of our future college visits as well as our previously recorded visits on our Gear Up website. So please come hang out with us again in the future, and otherwise we will see you next time.
Thank you.
Bye all. Thanks for being with us today.